Head projektipartnerid, head konverentsi esinejad ja osalejad. Me kohtume täna virtuaalsel konverentsil, mis ühtlasi tähistab projekti Exchange Knowledge for Future Innovation lõpule jõudmist. Nii nagu me täna kohtume virtuaalselt, on argipäevaks saanud virtuaalne tööviis ja virtuaalsed kohtumised. Avardunud on võimalused ka virtuaalseks õppimiseks, mis teeb uute teadmiste ja oskuste omandamise paljudele kättesaadavamaks. Kuid selleks, et õppida, peavad olema kättesaadavad materjalid, millest õppida. Eesti trüki- ja pakenditööstuse nimel võin kinnitada, et meie sektoris on hädasti vaja innovatiivseid õppematerjale, mis toetaksid enese täiendamist ja õppimist töökohal. Mul on hea meel tervitada projekti eksperte partnerorganisatsioonidest, kes on Eestisse saabunud kõige pimedamal ajal aastas. Mul on hea meel tervitada teid, head konverentsil osalejad ekraanide taga. Prožektorid, kaamerad ja ekraanid on sisse lülitatud, stuudio on valgust täis, mis tähendab, et me oleme valmis alustama. Soovin teile sisukat konverentsi ja tõhusat teadmiste vahetamist vast valminud pilveplatvormil. Dear project partners, dear speakers and participants. Today we meet virtually for final conference of the project Exchange Knowledge for Future Innovation. Just as our conference today is virtual, our new reality is to work and meet virtually every day. Also, virtual learning opportunities has expanded, so the learning is more accessible. However, in order to learn, we need sources and materials to learn from. On behalf of Estonian Association Printing and Packaging Industry, I may confirm the urgent need for innovative study materials for print industry to support self-development and workplace learning. I'm happy to welcome experts from partner organizations and at the darkest time of the year in Estonia and participants behind the screens. We have turned on the spotlights, screens and cameras and we are ready to start. I wish you a fruitful day and innovative knowledge sharing on the Exchange platform.
Tere ka minu poolt, Tallinna Polütehnikumi meediaosakonna ja kogu Polütehnikumi pere poolt. Kas õnneks või kahjuks peame me seekord suhtlema läbi kaamerate ja kanalite. Ei saa olla kogu see suur peaaegu 100-liikmeline vaatajaskond, kes meid täna jälgib ühes suures saalis koos, aga püüame seda moodi hakkama saada. Üle 2 aasta Erasmus Plus projekti hakkab lõppema ja selle raames oleme kõvasti tööd teinud koos partneritega Hollandist, Belgiast, Kreekast, Hispaaniast ja meie meeskond ja on valminud väga põnev ja sisukas õppematerjalide platvorm, millest te täna palju kuulete. Loodan, et tänane päev ja materjalid, millest te täna kuulete ja näete ja lõpus ka ise midagi katsuda saate, küll virtuaalselt, aga ikkagi, et nendest on teile palju kasu. Toredat päeva. Dear friends, dear partners, dear project participants, unfortunately, we have to meet this time virtually, not face-to-face. It is a little bit different and maybe a little bit more difficult to share the experience. Our Erasmus Plus project team from Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, Greece and Estonia has had during these 2.5 years. But still during this time, our teachers, partners from media industry have created a very interesting and exciting study material platform, which you can see and follow today during next presentations. I wish all of you a nice day, many good experiences and good knowledges, and if anybody has any questions or comments, you are welcome to write to our partners. Thank you and have a nice day.
Okay, welcome to this first workshop about the project EKFI. The words EKFI is an acronym for Exchange Knowledge for Future Innovation. And I will tell you something about the project itself. My colleagues will tell you more about the content and the platform we developed in this project, but I will tell you something about the project, what and how we did things. First I will introduce you the partners. The partners in the project are five educational institutes and an ICT provider. The first one is Achtervelde. Achtervelde is a university for applied sciences in Belgium, and we work together with them in this project and with the media and the print department. The second one is Escola Alguera from Spain. It's a school, a vet school and higher education school connected to the employers organization, the Guild in Barcelona, and the Guild represents plus minus 3,000 companies in Barcelona and surroundings. The third one is the Hellenic Open University. It's from Greece, and they have approximately 30,000 students, so they have a lot of experience with students working on distance and a lot of experience in working with all kinds of ICT systems to support it. The fourth one is Mulders. Mulders is a Dutch ICT company with a lot of experience in the print media industry, working for social partners and developing all kinds of applications, and they are the builder of the platform. The fifth one is the one you in Estonia already know, because it is Tallinn Polytechnica, the technical school from this country. And the last one is Tivaco, the organization I work for myself, and it is an organization focused on entrepreneurship in the print media industry and the creative industry in Holland. So, why EKFI? I started for myself a long time ago. I didn't have connections to this industry, but I was studying at the university, education, science, and by incident I got connected to three print media schools in Holland, where I started to develop learning material. So I have an educational background. I'm a teacher myself, and I started to develop learning material, and I look for people who can help me to develop a course for that schools on marketing and management. And then that was my first connection with creating material for education in the school. During that time, it's 30 years ago, the print media industry and the media industry was really rapidly developing. The fact that we have a broadcasting today and that it's part of a print media school was in 30 years ago what was not possible. So technology is developing very rapidly, and we in these years we made a change from analog till digital. For instance, think about when I started DTP, desktop publishing. A lot of entrepreneurs in our country said DTP is nothing, because it was not invented in the own industry, but it was invented from the computing outside of our industry, but everybody knows Adobe at this time. Till then, Adobe wasn't there. But this means a lot for companies, because people in companies, they have to change too, because in these 30 years, the developments are going quicker and quicker and quicker. And that means that the competences of the entrepreneur, but also the teachers and the employees in the companies and the students in the school have to change also. So you can speak of a gap between what people have and what they should have, because the development of technology in the company, but also outside the company, is asking for other behavior in the school and in the company. That means that also productivity is changing. In the 25 years ago, when you go to a printing company, they had a lot of presses. Now they have 1 or 2. And they have now a lot of DTP or media activity. And they have also more people working in order management, for instance, than in the early days. So every time a company needs new competences. And the students of today are the future employees in the sector. And they will have to learn the rest of their lives. So there is a gap. And every time a school has to develop new material. In Europe, we have a lot of countries. And in every country are a lot of schools. And every school is developing, in most cases, their own material. So it's really a pity that we don't work together. So I was talking with people from EGIN. EGIN is a professional network in the creative industries. So mostly a lot of vet schools, higher education schools, but also professionals from the labor market are member of EGIN. And I talked with the organization there, and I was talking about how can we improve the situation and make it more easy to exchange learning material and research report to use it in your own school. And then we thought about building a platform. So we made an application for the EU with the outputs we want to deliver, and we got funding for that project, and we started 3 years ago. The problem is that since last year we had COVID, and it's already said, COVID changed a lot. Also, the way we have contact with persons in schools, with the social partners, etc. So, why we have started the project? Because we want to have a possibility to exchange in a more easy way learning material between all kinds of people. In this project, and now I'm telling you something about the project, we work together with the countries, the 5 schools and the ICT company to create a platform. And in the project, like our project in Erasmus, you have to make outputs. Outputs are the things you are delivered, and at the end of the project, these are the things who really count. And the EU gives funding, so you make something, and everybody has to have free access to the outputs to use them in their own environment. So we started with 4 outputs. The first one is the Exchange platform. The Exchange platform is more or less a website where an application and a database is available, and you can use that to upload material and download material. To upload material, we have an intake module, and we did a lot of research, and we discussed a lot in our group during the partner meetings about the structure and the elements of this module. The third module is a barter system. And the barter system is, our idea was, when you download material and upload material, it has to be without using money. That is the most easy way to do it. Long ago, I worked together with a project with German people, and they gave us learning material, we gave them learning material, and we still use it today, and it was without paying, and that's the nicest thing. Because when you don't pay, you keep the money in your pocket, and when you keep money in the pocket, you can use it for something else. So in the application we described a barter system, but the EU said, that's nice, but when somebody don't have money, or we don't use money, don't have material, how can he use the platform? So when you log in the platform and you become a member of the platform, it costs nothing, then you get some points. And with these points you can buy learning material. And when you do activities on the platform, for instance, you translated the material from the English in your own language of your country, or you write a review on the material, then you get points. And these points, you can exchange them to new material. So it is always possible for a school or for people who are working in the education or want to use research to get access to the platform, get some points and earn some points. The last module is the search robot, is a search machine to get to the right place with the right information on the platform. So my colleague Peter will tell you a lot more about this platform, and he shows everything how it works. During this process we work together, so we make proposals, we discuss them in partner meetings, we have expert meetings because it is very important to listen to the end user, but also to people who have experience in this kind of processes. The experts, that was one funny thing, we have an expert meeting in Greece, and there were people and they said, yeah, we are not so assured about those learning material. It would be nice when people can give reviews or remarks on our material so we can improve it. So that was a nice thing, and that's why we invented the idea of reviewing material. And during this process you are do the realization, you are testing, you constantly adjust and improve the platform till it's finalized. And yesterday we had the meeting, and in this last meeting we finalized this 4 intellectual outputs. And during the whole process we started to disseminate. Dissemination is communication about the project and tell everybody about this project and what it can bring you. And so you create impact, because the EU wants to share all this information to other schools, to other participants, and it's for free also. But the nicest thing is that they also go to use it, because then you use each other's knowledge. This is a model of the application. We made this in the beginning because a picture says more than 1,000 words. In the middle you have the exchange platform, you have the 3 modules from intake, the barter system and the search robot. And above you see the existing learning material we used to test also the application. Other outputs, because this is a EU project, and in the EU project we have all kind of times periods, you could say. So we started with workshops to get leveling the knowledge of everybody, because not everybody knows a lot about systems or about educational modules, etc., etc. So in the first phase we had workshops, and we started the research on people, on users for instance, but also on technical aspects. We did a study in the 5 countries. In the second phase we discussed the results, we validated things, and it ended in a draft report we discussed. And we had also the expert meetings I already told you about. And then we started with number 4, and that is getting in contact with other organizations, schools, but also research institutes, to put material on the platform. The platform was not ready yet, but we were already talking with people. And then we got COVID. And that's the problem with COVID. The schools were closing, or they were working with students at home. So all the attentions of our stakeholders was focused on existing in their own country. So till now, COVID is very important because this conference should be a live conference, face-to-face. But now we don't have a live conference, we have broadcasting, because that's the only possibility at this moment in Europe to organize it. So that was a pity for us, because we had less possibilities to do the dissemination of the project. So we started uploading material, and there are already other partners from outside the project working with the platform, but it is something we have to do also in the next period. And what we continuously did was communication, dissemination, and try to create as much as impact as possible. When you want more information, go to the EKFI website, ekfiproject.com. And then you can also contact every contact person of the different countries. At the end, this is a picture of the application. It is 01 to 04, you could say. Peter will tell later about this platform. The target groups of this project, the most important are VET and higher education. The social partners, because they are also interested, because print media industry is changing very rapidly. Printing is shrinking, you could say. Media is expanding, and that asks for a lot of new competences. Competences are knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Last week we had the conference in Glasgow. It's about being more sustainable. You can imagine that it has consequences for the competences of the students today and tomorrow, and also for people working in the company, because we have to change also in this sector to meet the goals of CO2 and energy saving to get to the goals in 2050. So sharing knowledge and developing together, or use something what is developed through somebody else and use it in your school, gives you more possibility to meet the future demands. We used a material of a former project. It was ended in 2018. And it is already for a big part on the platform, and it's about developments in 5 sectors: print media, packaging, sign and display, apps and gaming, and digital marketing. And there's also material developed for young entrepreneurs, for employees in companies with growth potential. It's a target group of Sivaco, and female entrepreneurship. And that material is available on the website. So when you are interested and think, hey, it's interesting to have research on developments in our sector for your school or institute or company is in a certain sector, perhaps one of these 5, then it's interesting to use the platform. More information about that product you see also at the bottom of the slide. Then I come to the last sheet. Why is it important to use the system? In the first place, don't invent the wheel a lot of times, because a Heidelberg printing press is in Tallinn the same as in Amsterdam or in Barcelona. So the material connected to learning, working with a printing press is perhaps 80% the same and 20% the difference. And once an entrepreneur in Holland said to me, oh, printing companies are different. And I didn't believe him, but I know 80% is the same and 20% is perhaps the difference. So there is always a difference, but it's better to look for the similarity, and that's where you can use the material of your colleagues. The second one is that you can get feedback on your uploaded material. People can review it, but they can also improve it or perhaps add new things to the material you can use in your own school, because when somebody downloads material you get points, but you can always download your own material, and when it is improved then you can use the improvement also for yourself. It saves time and money, and money is not unlimited and time either. So when you save time and money to use material, then you can invest it in other things, important things for the educational institute or for the company. And the last thing, you're using each other's knowledge. Why working alone? Because we know two knows more than one. So I'm in the end of my presentation. I hope that I can motivate you to visit the platform and look on it, and perhaps to work together on new material for competences for the students today, tomorrow, but also for the people in the company. Thank you.
Tere taas, hello again.
Hello.
The man you just saw and heard was our guardian angel, the main project manager from Netherlands. And now the next will be a gentleman from Greece, from Hellenic University, Mr. Dr. Anastasis Politis, and he will talk to you about the importance of traditional media learning materials. Nägite nüüd ja kuulsite meie projektijuhti, kes rääkis projektist üldisemalt. Ja nüüd hakkame vaatama ja kuulama, mida on meile rääkida Kreeka Helleniku ülikooli professoril härra Anastasios Politisel. Floor is yours, Tasos.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, dear friends, dear colleagues, and all those participating from various countries. I had to stay in Greece due to a very heavy workload. Sorry that I could not be live with you there as the colleagues from the project, EKFI project, are doing. I'm going to speak about why traditional media learning material, all this stuff that we are familiar with and we're using, it's important for any development, further development in sectors, areas, or name it. I don't know. Creative industry is a new term. It's used, but it's based on what we do all this for many years. And I would like to give this dimension in our project before we start, before the other colleagues, from Muldis and also from the Hellenic Open University will present a platform which is going to be used for specific learning material. So I will share my screen with you so you can follow a little bit. Just give me one moment and let me check you. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see my screen now. Okay, so my name is Anastasios Polidis from Greece. I am participating in different organizations. Here I'm working via the Hellenic Open University, and this is common work we have done together with the colleague Gerasimos Vonitsanos, and of course Dimitris Zevgolis that he could also not attend. So why traditional media learning material is important for education and training for such a new area like the creative industries or creative and cultural industries as we are used to call it. I will not speak about EKFI. I will not speak about why EKFI and the scope and goals. Frank presented them. Presented them very, very well. In order to summarize this, I would like to say that our objective was to create this platform for exchange and facilitate the availability of learning material, and of course to map the competence needs and match those needs with the appropriate learning or research modules on our platform. So the platform is here, and we will further see how it will be working, and I think it will be the workshops that will present this. Now it's the time that we have to further disseminate our project and the platform, and ask for schools and other organizations to upload material. Of course, we want to keep it as an active and sharing community. Let's see what will be in the future. Well, some issues regarding the traditional print media, as most of us are originating. Are they important today? Creative and cultural industries, CCI, are considered by many, not all, as a platform for the evolution of various handcraft, art, and design fields. It is actually CCI, creative and cultural industries, let's say, field. It has been applied from at the top-down approach from the European Union. I was not very happy with this, but anyway, this is the situation now, because what has been done in the last years regarding this field as an education or professional area was that entering the actual content of it, you could see under this printing, media, packaging, and other stuff like that that we are used to work with, and this was actually the basis for further developing the creative and cultural industries fields, not only in education. So this was established. CCI was established to support art and the related professions with art and design in today's business models and entrepreneurship. The common framework was the relation with professions, industries, craftsmanship, and traditional cultural activities. Why this? Because we were, many of us know that artists are doing only art, most of them, or designers sometimes are doing only design and nothing more than that. They can create great designs or paintings or whatever, but they cannot sell it. They are not businessmen, they are not professionals, they are not entrepreneurs. So the creative and cultural industries have been created in a way that all these, let's say, creative professions, and not only creative, but other professions as well, could integrate ways for business and for doing business and acting as professionals in the real production, let's say, also for this kind of products, if we can name an artifact as a product. Of course, among others, print, digital media, and packaging are considered part of CCI, at least to some extent. I don't think that our industries can be fitted in such a small framework of the CCI. However, since our professions and our fields have a lot to do with creative, or they have a creative part, they can be in a way a part of it, and we will see further how it will be developing. So we, as graphic arts, graphic communication, printing, packaging, and so on, do include important aspects in relation of design with production. This is quite a reality, not only now, but in the past. A very interesting, a very significant, let's say, matter is that the traditional, and I put this, you see, it's not traditional for me, it's live and actual now. Topics such as typography, layout, color are among those to provide the basis of quality design for today's needs. For example, in digital media, we cannot design something that could be acceptable if we don't rely on typography as the platform of guidelines to create something that can be acceptable for presentation, not only on printing, but also on digital media. Layout, it is quite important for all kinds of design of screens or platforms or whatever. We know that many platforms that we are using today, created only by those that have studied informatics, for example, they are not, sometimes they lack on design, they lack also on guidelines and standardization of certain rules that they have to follow in order to present a content that can be readable and can be perceived in a very good way by the reader or the user of an interface, for example, or a screen. So, in my opinion, and according to the opinion of other colleagues, old knowledge is not and cannot be vanished in a digital landscape. This cannot be done in any way in creative and cultural industries framework. And as we follow our evolution towards digitalization and so on, it seems that this knowledge is even more required and requested by many. So, in my opinion, and to conclude this part, is we need to think that traditional knowledge cannot be cannot go away. We need to keep it as a basis for any kind of creation and design nowadays. So we don't say goodbye Gutenberg. Well, it was said at the very old times during an exhibition back at Drupa 1982. Drupa, as you may know, is the world most important exhibition for print media technology. And there was there a kind of, let's say, presentation saying that goodbye Gutenberg in connection with the emergence of desktop publishing, as Frank said before. Of course, Gutenberg is not disappearing. It's art, it's typography, its invention is further used today in many ways. So this is not a reality, and this is something that we need to keep in mind. And this is an image I like to bring it in every occasion. So we can see that we will still read on paper. Of course, all this old knowledge needs to be adapted in such innovative, let's say, structures like this one that shows us how print is evolving and how design is, including CCI, in my opinion, is an integrated part of the wider media communication and cultural domain. So we can see here design, which has been, there is an evolution on design, but it is related with a lot of other stuff or other fields that need to be need to cooperate in order to create, I don't know, a website or a printed matter. So we see a lot of those things that the creative and cultural industries inventors, they said we have to include all other stuff in accordance with design and arts in order to enhance their presence in as a market or as an industry. So this is very important. Well, being a dinosaur in the area, we don't forget our origins. So here you can see print media engineers from Greece at an exhibition. And here you can see Gutenberg keep an eye on us. Anyway, print media education, also as a part of CCI, is under continuous reforms, somehow moving from pure manufacturing and engineering to more design or design again. Sometimes arts dominate. We have examples. I'm not going to mention them now, but it seems, and this was also an issue in all countries on print media education, that students or young people were mainly attracted by design and creativity, and less from printing machines or ink and things like that. So design was and is still sexy in comparison with print. We tried a lot to introduce print. Also in the Netherlands, there was a very good campaign some years ago, the Gegracht, if I can say it correctly, Frank or Eva. And we are still trying to cope with print education as something that is quite important nowadays. And of course, print is not only staying in printed matters, but it is developing nowadays in new areas like industrial printing, functional printing, printed electronics, 3D printing, and so on. So we have a lot of new innovations in printing. Anyway, it is true. As I have followed many projects in this area in the past decade, I could realize that every project that was working with CCI structures, it was using graph communication and print media as a starting point. So this is something that needs to be answered nowadays, because we are, as industry as a whole, a well-known, long-established, and having a solid basis of knowledge for CCI, that CCI can rely on our experience and background and knowledge. And of course, we have created in the ages, in the past, reliable content as learning material for use by the new established CCI structures. We have, of course, well-structured curricula, modules, and lectures worldwide. Well, in a way, we could say that we could be an easy prey for CCI if they wanted to take everything we do and borrowing it. Anyway, adding some art in CCI does not make the difference. In my opinion, it does not make any sense. What we have to do is to keep our identity as printers in general, and we should rely on our education structures and modules and context. And of course, in a new field like CCI, we need to integrate art, design, artifacts, and business modules in order to create something new. So this is my opinion in general. It is not, we have to face CCI as something that is evolving from established knowledge, and as an education, in relation with education, this platform correctly is based on graphic communication, print and media technologies and design. So our mindset as project partners creating or managing learning material for CCI, we have acknowledged the value of traditional learning material, mainly originated from print media. And as I said before, we were working towards the direction of blending with modern material, such as digital media, web and internet, and so on, with the inclusion of knowledge in new advanced fields required from arts, handcrafts, and cultural professions. By the way, the art market is a very fast-growing market, and since we are working with some projects on reproduction of art via digital printing and screen printing, we see that there is a huge potential in these areas, and some of this work will be presented next week in Stuttgart at the International Week of the University of Media Stuttgart, where my colleague Adonis Tsigonias will present his research on arts reproduction. Of course, we have a lot of new areas that we have to integrate into education for CCI. I just named some of them: management, business models, entrepreneurship, copyright and intellectual property issues, which are very, very important in these areas, certification, validation and authenticity of artifacts. For example, how a piece of art can be authenticated, and that means that this is the only one that is, let's say, the original and not a fake one. Of course, IT and Industry 4, digital platforms, circular economy and sustainability regarding mainly packaging, but nowadays affecting the whole areas of our society. On these fields, if we want to speak of new curricula for those that are creating content, not only for print media but for CCI, of course, we need to take under consideration new areas or advanced areas like climate change, environmental protection, the so-called circular economy, which is a term that covers nowadays everything that has to do with environment and sustainability, a holistic design approach based on new trends. This means that we don't see design only as a piece of art or a creative piece of creation, of a creative piece, but also as part of an overall design concept, which says that our design, our concept, our art is there in order to be applied for a certain purpose. Of course, new innovative materials and substrates for printing and packaging are very important, also for painting, for example. New technologies to be applied in design workflows, materials and processes in general. Here, digitalization is the word. Merge of paper and digital data in hybrid platforms. We speak here for, let's say, for printed media, printed electronics, or the hybrid print media where interactive information is included into the printed matter and can be accessed via different sensors or other devices like our smartphones. Color, it's very, very important in all forms, workflows and management information systems, digital data handling and transformation, standardization and quality, new marketing, business and markets. These are some main, some general issues that we have to take under consideration for creating new content for print, packaging, and of course CCI fields. So our platform for exchange learning material is based on data and content from all types and kind of organizations, VET and HAYS, social partners, consultants, small and medium companies, and sector organizations. And this is what we have decided that will be included as learning material categories in our platform. And you can see here what I was discussing before. Typography and layout, photography, printing, packaging, gaming, very important. Other technologies, management, quality and standardization, sustainability and environment, graphic and web design, pre-media, pre-press finishing, and so on. So we have a lot of areas. I think I missed photography from here. Photography should be, oh no, I have it. It's the second one, sorry for that. So this is what we ask for colleagues and organizations around Europe to work with us, cooperate with us in the platform and upload material on all these areas. And not only related areas can also be included. So submit your learning material, dear colleagues, and take part in the innovative structures of the EKFI platform. This is quite innovative. And of course, we should work together in the future, not only until the project ends, but further on in the years to come. This is the platform in order to upload material and share it with others. And I hope that everyone will be attending, create an account in the platform and go further in uploading material. And of course, stay informed about our project and our activities in these areas. Contact Stivaco, and of course, contact us if you are in one of our countries. And by this, I close my presentation. Sorry if I took a lot. I don't have the words at the moment next to me. Thank you very much on behalf of Gerasimos Vonitsanos and myself. Thank you very much.
Nii, nägite ja kuulsite nüüd põhjalikku ülevaadet, kuidas ja milliseid õppematerjale kasutada ja teha. Järgmisena jõuame siis meie konkreetse projekti toodanguni. On siis tegemist online platvormiga, kuhu on koondatud erinevad õppematerjalid. Sealt saab neid alla laadida ja ka ise üles laadida, kui olete asjaga seotud inimesed. Ja räägib siis nendest selle EKFI projekti ICT tugiorganisatsiooni Muldis juht ja omanik Peeter Huisman. Now you will see the real product of this project, the platform, and Mr. Peter Huisman from Muldis, Netherlands, will explain you how does it work and what kind of materials you can upload and download. Peter, please.
Okay, and welcome to my part of this broadcast. I'm going to present the platform that we've built as a team. The platform is already introduced by the former speakers. It is a platform for exchange of knowledge and learning material. And well, let's start the presentation. As you can see, we attempted to create an accessible website with not too much, well, opsmuk, as we call it in the Netherlands. So we see a clear picture of a little bit Google-like. You can start searching immediately, even if you haven't already created an account. If you start searching, you can go as far as start buying and read all the summaries and all the metadata included in the material. It is built on 4 pillars. The 4 pillars are also explained by Frank. A part is the user management, the material intake, the barter module, and a presentation of the learning material and how the search works. And the basis of all, it's all built around the learning material exchange. First, start with the user management. And this is an extremely important part, perhaps even more important than the learning material itself, because the users are the ones that upload the information. The users are the ones that that create the content, that also add the metadata to the content, so the learning material can be found. And also the users create the knowledge exchange. That's why we thought it was really important that the users had a really easy experience in joining the platform. So we only ask for an email address, a name and a last name. And when you join, you will get an email, so you can click on a link and you have a secure access. What you can do when you have entered the platform and you have registered yourself is you can explain who you are and what you can contribute. And you can also add an organization. Most people are part of an organization and material is created within an organization. So that way people will see how the learning material is related to a specific area of expertise. First, to join the EKFI, as you can see here, to create a new account, it's pretty easy. You would really have to agree to the privacy policy, else the button won't activate. It's of course all GDPR related. Only limited information is needed, as I mentioned previously, so first name, last name, email, and of course your password. You get an email confirmation to make sure you are you. That way we won't have any users that are bots or anything like that. And when you start joining, you will get 100 EKFIs, and that's the local currency on the platform, to start buying and viewing and downloading material. And in your profile, like I said, it is easy to join. Once you have joined, you are able to enhance your profile. It's not needed, but appreciated. And what do we ask? We ask your name, your occupation. If you want to participate in peer review, I will come back to that later. And you can contribute in peer review. as you can see, I don't know whether this is now shown on on the big screen. Oh, that's the one. You see, you can create a profile. When you go to your profile page, you'll see all the parts that are relevant about your profile, the interests, the languages, how many EKFIs you have, what your occupation is, and you can edit it anytime. So when you edit your profile, you'll see all these fields. You can also add your LinkedIn, so people can find you when they think you have interesting material or they want to exchange views outside of the platform. They can contact you by LinkedIn. You can also add the languages you are well comfortable with. And this is in order to select you when you are prepared to do peer reviews of other material. You get selected, for example, when there's English or Dutch material and it is an expertise you have and a language you control, you will be selected perhaps to do a peer review. Furthermore, it's possible to add an organization, and it is not necessary to be part of an organization. You can be, for example, unemployed or a professional outside an organization. But when you join an organization, then all your material is also concentrated in that category of the organization. So when someone clicks the organization, for example, Dienstencentrum or Stivaco, you will see all the material that is uploaded by that organization. Furthermore, you can give a description in English and in local language about the organization you're part of. And it is possible to have multiple users, of course, per organization. Could you please open a link? Ah, that's not the link. Could you click the link? We did test this before, but I don't think it's working. It's not working like it should. So go back to the presentation, and we'll come back to this later. Next slide. That's the user part. So we have gone to some extent to make sure that users are able to really define themselves within the environment and also to define the organization. And then the second part is the intake module. In the intake module, what users can do is upload the material. But of course, uploaded material is not is nothing without the necessary metadata, because when you upload a file, no one knows what's in it. And what we want is give our users the right experience, the right information, easy access to learning material. And for that, we've added the metadata that Tassos has presented us in the presentations before. And this here you see the material intake. You will always have to accept, of course, the I will do that. I will accept all cookies. There are no cookies, by the way, so you can always accept it. And the material intake is divided into 5 steps. First, you enter the title, and this is the only mandatory field. So if you want to add material and you're not certain about the metadata, all the summaries needed, course descriptions, throughput times, etc., you can enter the title, continue to step 5, and you do that here, next, 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 and then you do save, and then you will see the material under your own directory, and you can always edit it before publishing. We also added a well, let's see whether this works online. Yes, we created a material intake document. It's a Word document. This is, you can download this so you can prepare all the fields, all the inputs needed in your own time, not waiting for the session to end. So, well, you can take your time and just fill out the form. Everything is predefined, and when you start editing the material, you can click all the fields and just cut and paste all the text you've created. Back. Oh, I hope I didn't close the wrong one. No, okay. So you add the language, you add keywords, you have to add the learning outcomes, types of educations, it's FET, HE, in company or other, EQF levels, types of material, estimated study time, total time in hours, fields of knowledge. You can add a front page image. That's the image any user will see when opening the details of a material. You can add an example or preview so that a user that's perhaps interested in the material can download a preview, for example, a PDF document, and then read about it and then decide whether it's, well, he wants it or not. And the last page, you can add a link to another platform. So perhaps you have a YouTube link or whatever. You can add a link, and users will see that link when they have bought the material. Or you can upload all material. But keep in mind the maximum allowed file size is 40 megabytes. Then you can do save, and then you will see it in your own environment. Can we go back to the presentation? Thank you. So here are all the intake module fields again. It is not necessary to fill in all fields. If you don't know, for example, the EQFs, or you do not feel comfortable of writing out all the learning outcomes, you are allowed to skip it. But remember that when you put material on a platform, the most likely material that is downloaded is the material with lots of metadata, because the end user is more capable of judging whether it is content that he wants or not. The last page, you saw the button save and publish. When you do save, the material will go straight into your My Material area. So you can edit it before you make it online. If you're extremely sure of yourself in the first time, you can say save and publish, and the material will go online immediately and will be available for download. If you only do save and continue, you can rethink what you've uploaded, you can delete it, you can ask for a peer review, look into the assessments, and you can see in the details. So when you click on details later, I will show it to you. You can see how it will look on the website. One part of the material intake and material management, this is a little bit more material management, is the evaluation of the material. And you can ask other users to evaluate or assess your material, if you're not certain about it, if you have doubts whether certain aspects of your material is good enough for online issue, you can select I want to do a peer review. Then the system will find people who are capable of peer reviewing. So it will look into the interest areas and the languages defined earlier. And they will be able to fill out this form with the content, the language, structure and organization, aesthetics and illustration material. This will probably give you more assurance whether or not you should put it online. And how will it look when you have finished your uploading your own material and edited everything? Here's an example. Perhaps the link works. Could you please click the link? It's in the top thing. It isn't jumping to the right. Could you control click the link? Well, there's an easy way to fill the gap of 45 minutes. Could you please control click the link so we can go to the website? I think this part is failing us. Okay, here we are. So this is how the presentation will be. You can see here publication date, last change date, perhaps also interesting to know whether the user that published it has changed it in the meanwhile. So you can download it again when you have bought it. You see the keywords belonging to the material, the fields of knowledge, the language, the uploader. You can also, oh, this is Estonian, so I'll do it like this. You can also go to the school. Here you see Artevelde and everything Artevelde has published. And you can go to the uploader, and this is Dieter de Weert, lecturer in Belgium. Language is Dutch. Interesting because he uploaded something in English, and the interests he has. A short abstract, learning outcomes, only one sentence. It can be short, of course. And here you see some extra meta information like the estimated study time, estimated total time, required software, none, EQF levels, education type, material types, presentations, and the fields of knowledge. And you can see here the file, the total file is 10 megabytes. It's a PDF. So I already made it a favorite. I can get the material, but oopsie, I don't have enough EKFIs. Luckily, I'm a super user. I can give me all the EKFIs I want. So I have to give myself 50 EKFIs to buy the material so I can see what he has uploaded. There are not yet comments made by the users. Well, can we go back to the presentation? Oh. You already saw I didn't have enough EKFIs, so I have to get new EKFIs to be able to buy the material. And I can get more EKFIs by becoming a member. Well, I already am, so that 100 is out of my league. When I publish material, I also get 100 EKFIs. So that's a possibility. Every time my material that I have uploaded is downloaded or bought, that means I get 50 EKFIs. So when I've got popular material, I will become EKFI rich. You can also add comments and rating after you download it. That will give you a few EKFIs. And every time you download material, you get a subtraction of 50, and when you retract your own material, so the uploaded material gives you 100 EKFIs, and when you retract, it will be a minus of 100. And then the last pillar of the platform, and that's the search and the interaction. The search, as I already showed, is quite simple. It's just a search bar. You can type your text. When you type your text and you say search, it will give all the material that has that text in the metadata or in the abstract, for example. And when you have all the results on your screen, we have now, I believe, 65 different materials in the system, and it's growing every day, especially the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You can also apply filters. So when you're searching for a specific type of material, you can add the material type, so a textbook or your fields of knowledge. You can make sure that all the material you see in the screen is about photography. You can filter on EQF because you only need EQF 3 and 4. Or the language because you are not really fluent in Estonian or Greek. And in the end, when you have done all the filters and tried to find the material you were looking for, and it's not there, well, that's the moment to get eternal fame and upload your own material that describes everything what you were just looked for. And you get the 100 credits for uploading it. So how will the search results look like? It's first, it will give you the basic information about the material. It gives you the first, I think, 300 characters of the summary. It gives you the title. It gives you the language, whether there are comments, when it's last edited, so you see whether it's old material or not. And you'll see the EQF levels. Oh. Okay, so the detail of the material, I already showed you that in the website itself. Here it is again on a sheet. You can view all the metadata. You can preview the material. You can you see the button "Get the material." That's the moment you will buy it, or you get contact information of the uploader when the uploader has not uploaded any material. You will be able to contact that person directly in order to get the material from that person directly when the uploader is not comfortable uploading his material to the platform. You also see the rating by other users. Rating is only possible when you have bought the material, and then in the detail page, when you go to the Get Material site, you are able to add a review and give a score of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 stars. Here you can also say, hey, this is my favorite material, and the moment you select favorite, then the material will be added to your favorite page. In the same page, you also have all the materials you've bought. So if you do not have enough EKFIs and you do want to download it in the future, you just make it your favorite, make sure you get some more EKFIs by participating on the platform, and then you will be able to download it later. Well, just gave it to you. I also tried when I created these presentations to download the material of Eva Baumann, and I still didn't have enough EKFIs back then. I should have prepared it. So if you could open the website once more. Thank you. What you just saw is the flow, or I presented to you the 4 pillars. Now we'll take you a little bit through the website itself to show you how the flow works. So here again is the main website where you can, for example, oh, it's not working on this one. So here you can type the information you are the text you are looking for. You can also click the button to show all the information in the platform. That's quite a lot. Here you can filter on that. Say, for example, I only want to see the English ones. And because there's no, I can't type any text, so you don't see anything here. So we'll go home and just click on some material here. You see here some the free interesting, it's randomly generated list of free items in on the platform. Grønn markedsføring in danske branche, for example. But what I will do, I'm already logged in. I will go to material and I will go to my favorites, and here you'll see I have bought one, I have 2 favorites, and I will go to the details of the one I bought, and I remove this one. Here you can see it is already rated 4 stars, so congratulations Eva. Sadly it's only 1 review, and that's probably me. If you go to get my material, you can see here that I have created a review and I've said it's 4 stars, and I can download the files here. I also have my material. I haven't added anything. I have a draft. If I publish, it will go online. I can ask for a peer review, so someone can assess it. Or I already asked myself to do a peer review, so I see the button assessment. So I can see the results about what happened. I will shortly show the management of the users. So here you see my profile. You can also get messages. For example, when you are the manager of an organization, the administrator more, and someone wants to be added to your organization, you will get a message, and you have to click here to make sure that you see the message and whether you want to add that person to your list. Here you see the organization where you can edit it. I can add myself to another organization, and that will remove myself from Muldis. But if I do that, all the material I have uploaded will stay with Muldis, and I won't take it with me. I am available for peer review for these languages. And you can see here, you can create, update, you can add users. So if you are the manager of an organization and you want to add other users, you can add an email address, send the message, that person will get an email in his list, and in his Outlook, for example, and he will be able to join the organization on the platform. You can also look for organizations, but then again, I'll need to be able to type something, so that's not possible. I can delete the organization, I won't do that here, and I can see what I already published, but that is nothing. But I think I already, for example, this one, it's probably Juan Martinez. And if I click on Juan, so there's a way to browse through the entire website. It's a really flat platform. Oh, someone's taking over my mouse. So it's a flat platform, easy access, easy browsing, a comprehensive definition of users and organization, comprehensive material metadata possibilities. In all, I hope to see you on the platform, and let's make it a success. Thank you.
No nii, olemegi jõudnud peaaegu poole peale või natuke üle isegi. Rahvas, kes on rääkinud, tundub kiired rääkijad olnud. Üks põhjus kindlasti oli ka see, et meil ei olnud vastas auditooriumi, kes oleks kindlasti küsimusi esitanud või kommenteerinud. Aga selle nii-öelda teoreetilise poolega oleme nüüd jõudnud ühele poole ja lubame teid kõiki jalgu sirutama, kohvi jooma, lõunasuppi sööma ja kohtume uuesti kella 4. So, my dear friends, half or even more of our today's conference has passed. This part was more theoretical, and I hope you got some good ideas. Ideas to upload and download materials for media teaching. Now we have earned some rest, have your lunch and some coffee, and see you at 4 p.m. Tere taas! Loodame, et teid on endiselt sama palju, kui oli enne või isegi natuke rohkem, sest nüüd oleme jõudnud sinnamaale, et nii-öelda väga teoreetilisest osast proovime praktilisemalt teile seletada ja näidata, mida see EKFI platvorm tegelikult tähendab ja kuidas ta töötab. Ja selleks kohe läheme üle klassi, kus õpetaja Ivar Kaselaid selgitab, kuidas see töötab. Hello again. Now we are back and I hope there are as many or even more people watching us, because from previous session where we had more theoretical, now we will go to practical part, and Ivar Kaselaid, Tallinn Polytechnic School teacher, will explain how this EKFI platform really works.
Tere ka minu poolt, et me oleme oma projekti teise poolega nüüd jõudnud sellise väiksesse workshopi osasse. Nüüd see projekt on kestud 2,5 aastat, hakkab lõpusirgele jõudma ja tänaseks eesmärgiks on siis meil kohalolijatele natuke seda lähemalt tutvustada, et kuidas kasutajad luuakse, need materjalidega käitutakse ja natuke neid põhimõtteid rääkida, mis sellel platvormil on. Aga kuna siin pealkiri on juba ka innovatiivne, eks ju, siis meil ei ole midagi selle platvormi metafüüsilist, vaid alles selle kasutamise, alustamise või selle käigus tegelikult tuleb seda platvormi reaalselt arendama hakata ja kohandama selle nagu kasutaja põhiseks rohkem. Ja ma alguses tutvustan mõningaid üksikuid siis erilisi asju, mis selle platvormiga nagu on, et see materjalide laadimine üles toimub mitte niisama lihtsalt, vaid see läbiv ekspertkomisjoni, kes hindab seda materjalide autentsust enne, kui nad jõuavad nii-öelda avalikkuse ette. Ja igal riigil siis hakkab olema oma ekspertkomisjon, kes seda teeb, et vältida siis mingite mitte õigete materjalide sattumist sellesse platvormi. Teiselt poolt on siin, nagu need eelkõnejad on rääkinud, et see esialgne plaan on seda kasutada mitterahalist versiooni, et see käib punktide alusel ja sellest kõigest nüüd lähemalt, et me hakkame nüüd seda praktiliselt vaatama, kuidas siis kasutajad teha, kuidas punkte teenitakse ja kuidas materjali laetakse üles ja alla ja siis ka, kuidas neid saab hinnata. Nii et alustame, et meil siin on kohapeal inimesed, kes teevad muga kaasa ja vaatame, kuidas see siis praktilises elus toimib, et alati praktika on tõe kriteerium, et me võime küll väga ilusad asju välja mõelda, aga et kuidas ta praktiliselt tööle hakkab, see toimub ikkagi kasutamise käigus. Nii et ma siis nüüd istun, et saaks natukene paremini seda asja selgitada. Ja esimene asi, mida me sellel nüüd teeme, et me läheme sellisele lehele, mille nimi on siis ekfi.com EU, EKFI.eu. Ja seal tuleb meil selline pilt ette, nagu meil siin ekraanil näeme. Ja kui me oleme veel nüüd mitte kasutajad, mitte registreeritud kasutajad, siis meil tuleb lihtsalt, siin on üks nupp join, mis tähendab, et registreeru. Ja me täidame registreerimisvormi. Ja pärast registreerimisvormi täitmist ja nõusolekut privaatsustingimustega tuleb teile e-maili peale siis kinnitus, et te olete registreeritud ja te saate hakata seda platvormi kasutama. Loodame, et see toimub kiiresti. Ma üritan siis juba sisse logida oma kasutajaga. Näete ka kohe esimene kord sellest. On midagi valesti või? Õnneks mul siis õnnestus lõpuks siia sisse saada. Nüüd esimene asi, mida me saaksime vaadata, on see, et kuidas toimub see materjalide üleslaadimine. Siin on see Bautas näitab seda kohta, kus kõik sai alguse, seda projekti, selle projekti ajalugu kõikidest asjadest ja kontaktid, mismoodi see on kõik toimunud. Aga siin helbi all on meil natuke siis ülevaatlikum osa, et kuidas siis see mutation, action, et kuidas me saame oma materjalide siis üles laadida, alla laadida. Et juba kui me esimese oma kasutaja teeme, meile kingitakse siin 100 punkti ja kui te materjali veel üles laete, mida ka võib avaldada, siis te olete saanud veel 100 punkti. Ja see annab siis võimaluse teil alla laadida juba teiste inimeste materjale. Ja iga siis materjali allalaadimist võetakse teil 50 punkti maha ja kui te oma materjali kustutate, siis te kaotate 100 punkti. Või kui te ei saa, ütleme, oma materjalile aktsepti, siis ekspertkomisjoni poolt. Nüüd ma tahaks nüüd kuulata, kas teil on tulnud vastus. Niikaua kui vastust ei ole, ma siis räägin, et kõigepealt materjalid, eks ju, et kõigepealt mida on laetud ülesse. Et me võime näidata kõiki materjale, mida siin on laetud siin ekspertkomisjonist või need, kes me tegime, see projekti liikmed on siis palunud oma tuttavatel spetsialistidel mingid materjali üles laadida ja nagu näete, siin on kõikides erinevates keeltes. Meie kool on siis praegu me tegime eesti või inglise keeles just sellepärast, et me võime alati paralleelselt teha ka eestikeelse materjali kõrvale, aga ingliskeelse materjali sellepärast, et oleks võimalik siis rohkem need materjalide kasutajad, allalaadijaid ja et meie oma teadmised saaks siis laiemalt jagada. Et Polütehnikum on jaganud siis trükikvaliteedi tagamise publikatsioone ja meil siin teine partner, Aivo Brenner, kes on ka meie kooli õpetaja, on teinud siis õppevideoid trükiprotsessidest, kõikidest üksipulgi, kõikidest osadest trükiprotsessidest, mida siis offset-trüki tehnoloogia õppimisel vaja on praktilise töö käigus. Nüüd siin on kõik materjalid ja kui te mingi materjalide peale lähete, siis on teil võimalus siis vaadata või küsida näiteks kontakti kellegi käest. Praegu ma ei saa alla laadida seda materjali, aga mõnda teist näiteks teist materjali saan. Nüüd ma näitan kõigepealt, kuidas ma oma materjali olen üles laadinud. Õigemini minu materjal on siis siin, et ma olen alustanud 2 osaga, üks on siis trüki kvaliteedi publikatsioonid ja teisel pool on siis offset-trüki protsess. Ja kui näete, siin on ühelt poolt on retract, mis tähendab seda, et kui ma selle retracti peale vajutan, siis ma eemaldan oma publikatsiooni avalikkusest ja siin all on vastupidi, et kui ma vajutan selle publish, siis tähendab, et ma saadan oma artikli või oma õppematerjali siis sinna avalikuks esitamiseks. Ja algab uue materjalide puhul ma võtan siis lahti, mis meil on, meil tuleb kirjutada, millega on tegemist, mida see meie kursus või antud siis publikatsioon või õppematerjal sisaldab, millist tarkvara on vaja antud siis selle õppematerjali kasutamiseks ja kui palju kulub aega selle õppesessiooni või selle materjalide kasutamisel siis nii-öelda õppetunde. Ja ka mina olen siin üles laadinud nii-öelda videod, kuidas mõõdetakse, siis kuidas leitakse siis identiteedi vastavalt materjalile kuidas teha ja mõõta niisutuslahust ja kuidas teha digiproofe ja neid kontrollida. Ja need videod on nüüd tehtud niimoodi, et nad on pandud PDF-ide sisse, et PDF-ides on üks videolink, mis avaneb sellisel juhul, kui inimesel on õigus see alla laadida või siis seda kasutama hakata. Ja siin tegelikult tuleb siis rääkida, mis keeles me kasutame, et siin praegusel juhul on siis 6 keelevalikut, siis millise nii-öelda haridustaseme peale see kuulub või millise haridustaseme alla, kas kõrgem haridus, VET on siis vocational education, et siis kutseharidus, mingi tööstus või mingi muu asi ja me peame selle valiku tegema, et see tuleb avalikkusele nähtavaks, et kellele see on mõeldud. See EKFI on meie siis üle-euroopaline kutsete tase, mis algab siis EKFI 3-st, kus on nagu ilma kuskil põhihariduse baasil, siis EKFI 4 on keskhariduse baasil, nii edasi tulevad meil bakalaureus on EKFI 6, magister EKFI 7 ja doktor on EKFI 8. Et vastavalt siis haridustasemetele see kutsestandard nagu valitakse, millisele kutsetasemele on antud materjal mõeldud, eks ju. Ja siin on siis kõik need materjalid, mida ma olen üles laadinud ja siin on öeldud siis 40 mega on mul ruumi ja seetõttu ongi mul lingid serverist, et kui ma tahaksin need õppevideod siia üles laadida, siis mul ei jätkuks seda 15 giga ruumi ja keegi teine seda ei hakka ka meile kinkima. Nii et siis, kui teile materjalid üles laadinud, siis on valitud update ja ongi kõik asjad nii-öelda paigas. Nüüd on veel võimalus siis, kui ma üritan alla laadida siis või näidata, kuidas alla laadimine käib. Et ma tegin ühe arvustuse või õigemini väikse ülevaate sellest õppematerjalidest ja kui ma valitan get material, siis ma saaksin selle oma alla laadida ja siia ma kirjutasin väikse märkuse või oma arvustuse või hinnangu selle materjali kohta ning andsin ka siis mingid punktid 4-1 kuni 5, eks ju. Et kuna tegemist on sellise inimese keskse disainiga, mis arvestab iga isiku omapära, isiku individuaalseid omadusi, siis see minu arust ongi tulevikku vaatav ja tegelikult siis alati ka tulevikus peaks inimeste puhul sellest nagu lähtuma, et me arvestame rohkem inimeste erisusi, erinevaid arusaamisi, et kõik asjad, mida me teeme, võivad olla kihvtid, sõltub ainult vaatenurgast, eks ju. Nii et ma võin selle omale alla laadida ja siis ma nüüd kaotaksin punkte, aga kuna ma olen juba alla laadinud, siis vaatame minu profiili. Ja siin profiilis ongi siis kirjutatud, kui te nüüd sisse saate, olete juba saanud või ei ole veel seda meili, kahjuks jah, et siis te saate veel siin pärast neid täita ja näiteks kirjutada organisatsioon, kuhu te kuulute ja mida see organisatsioon teeb, eks ju, siis on kutsekool, õpetatakse elektrikuid, trükimeediat, multimeediat, IT-süsteemide haldust ja siis tarkvararendamist. Ja siin ei olnud võimalust muud valida, kui siin on võrdsustatud high education, wet educationiga, nii et ma pidin selle siia valima ja siin on siis kahes keeles need publikatsioonid võivad tulla. Ja minu poolt alles jäänud punktid on siin 65, kuna ma olen selle materjali siis alla laadinud. Kas ma siin kusagil... ei ole, siin on, siin on või? Näete, siin on näha, et ma olen selle alla laadinud, et ja noh, ütleme laadis alla, ma nägin seal representatsiooni ja vaatasin, et see oli täitsa äge, nii et selle materjaliga võis nagu rahul olla. Siis, kui nüüd kõik need punktid läbi käia, et home viib meid tagasi, me võime vaadata kõiki materjali, mis on üles pandud või mingid märksõnad otsida, noh, ütleme, kui ma tahan mingit teada, mida on veel näiteks kus nüüd see Y on, jah, et kvaliteedi kohta küsitud, siis ma uurin. Ma võin kirjutada eestikeelse sõna, ega see, kui on eestikeelsed publikatsioonid, mis ilmselt siia tulevad, siis võib ka eestikeelseid märksõnu kirjutada. Ja näiteks üks ongi siis see ja lühikirjeldus, mis siin on, et siin on need samad asjad, mida ma olen üles laadinud ja kõikide materjalide kohta saab seda informatsiooni vähemalt, et kui ma vaatan neid kõiki asju, siis kes on teinud, eks noh, võtame siit väga lihtsalt asjad, kus on tulnud Arte Verdes School Belgiast, hästi tore siuke ka osaliselt kutsekool, osaliselt kõrghariduskool. Et seal ongi niimoodi, et kutsekool läheb eraldi edasi juba kõrgkooliks, et ühes majas on. Ja siin on multimeedia ja siis mobiilirakenduste ja selline nende arendamine. Et siin on siis, kui vaja, siis saab selle materjali alla laadida, kui teil need vastavad punktid on olemas. Nii et mida mina mõtlen nagu tuleviku mõttes, et ma ootan, et hakkaks seda kasutama ja siis tekib kindlasti küsimusi. Et noh, minu isiklik arvamus on see, et pikas perspektiivis see punktide arvestamine vist ei lõpuni ei toimi, et siin tuleb leidma mingi muu lahenduse ja kui praegu on mõeldud niimoodi, et me jagame oma õppematerjale, eks ju, seal tekib nagu üks küsimus mul endal, et noh, see, mida ma tean, mul ei ole mõtet noh, et nii-öelda sealt otsida, et ma pean otsima seda, mida ma ei tea. Et tegelikult noh, lähtekoht on selline, et kui ütleme, on õpilased, kes on koolis, nemad vajavad seda teadmist, nemad vajavad õppematerjali, eks ju, et neil oleks kusagilt siis selline autentne koht alla laadida. No Eestis on muidugi juba olemas ka paralleelseid selliseid õppematerjalise veebiplatvormi jagamise, et mis töötavad väga edukalt, aga see on siis nagu üle-euroopaline, mille abil saab, no kui ta nüüd me talt tööle saame, siis võiksime ka jagada rahvusvaheliselt oma kogemusi või näiteks, kuna meil on need kutsetasemed on nüüd üle-euroopaliselt nagu ühtlustatud, siis ka ühtlustada neid materjale, et me räägime, ütleme, ühes kutsestandardis nii Hispaanias kui Eestis samast asjast, eks ju, või vähemalt samadest nõuetest, et praegusel juhul tegelikult iga riik toimetab oma ette ja ega me väga täpselt ei tea, mis seal ühes või teises kohas tehakse. Aga kui me nüüd sõbralikult neid asju üles laeme ja jagame, siis on meil võimalus saada teada, mida teised teevad, eks ju, ja mis on nende lähtekohad, et kas või selle poolest, et mina teen ühtemoodi, aga ma avastan, et oi, nendel on veel midagi ägedat, et me võiks ka midagi sellist rakendada või ka sellele mingisuguse tehnoloogiale tähelepanu pöörata, millele ma siin võib-olla ise ei ole tulnud. Et see on nagu õpetajad ka harib, et eriti just, kui vaadata nüüd rahvusvahelises mastaabis, et me saaksime omale siis kogemusi, silmaringi avardavad teadmisi, eks ju, ega me kõik noh, õpime kuni elu lõpuni, kui me tahame olla siis nii-öelda ree peal, ehk siis anda edasi neid teadmisi, mis on kaasaegsed, et me ei saa jääda nagu vana rasva peale elama, vaid me peame kogu aeg oma teadmisi täiendama ja see platvorm siis on üks selline, mis annab nii õpetajatele, ütleme, erialainimestele võimalust vaadata siis, mida teised teevad. Et üks asi on teha siin kohalik Eesti platvormil eestikeelset õppematerjalid, aga samal ajal oleks tore neid teha ka siis inglise keeles, ei eelda, et me peaksime, võib-olla muidugi, võime ka saksa keeles või prantsuse keeles, mis me siin rohkem teame, aga kindlasti meil on raske leida neid inimesi, kes neid meediaalaseid ütleme, teadmisi jagaksid kreeka keeles. Ja samamoodi ei ole Kreekas ka väga palju eesti keeli selliseid, kes võiksid jagada oma kogemusi siis eesti keeles, et siin me peaksime kasutama siis mingeid rahvusvahelisi siis kas inglise või rohkem prantsuse või selliseid keeli, kus me saame nagu hõlpsamalt oma teadmisi täiendada. Et kas on mingeid küsimusi? Kohapealselt inimestele. Et ikka te ei ole sisse andele? No mul tuleb meelde ka, et ma sain alles kuskil teisel päeval.
Parooli ei lase
Miks te ei lase? Ikka lase. Tal parooli puhul on see, et seal peab olema 8 tähemärki, üks number ja üks suurtäht. Et parooli, see on tegelikult... See on väga paljus kohtades, et seda nõutakse seda, ütleme, keerulisemat parooli. Et väga lihtsalt parooli... Oli
number kui suur algustäht, ikka ei lasnud. Proovisin erinevaid mitmeid, ei lase sealt edasi läbi.
Seda peame pärast siin, kui see workshop läbi saab, siis katsetama. Et minu poolt on siis ka kõik, et väike ülevaade on tehtud, kuidas saab siin selle platvormi peal toimetada, mis põhimõtetel saab materjali üles laadida ja alla laadida. Ja suur lootus on, et seda hakatakse kasutama, et siis kasutamise käigus saab seda tarkvara, seda platvormi edasi arendada, et ta ikkagi kogu aeg areneks, et ükski asi ei ole valmis tehtud, vaid see on alles algus.
Seekord on siis see natuke praktiliste jõnksudega praktiline pool üle vaadatud ja hakkame jõudma meie tänase ürituse ja ülekande ühe viimase punktini, kus siis Helleniku ülikooli professor, ma pean nüüd paberi pealt lugema seda nime, Gerasimus Vonitsanos, püüab interaktiivselt kõigi teiega koos vaadata ja arutleda, mida te siis kuulsite ja nägite. So this practical part, so and so, has passed. Hopefully you got, it was in Estonian, but probably you saw something. And now will be the final part. Professor Gerasimus Vonitsanos from Greece will explain or sum up all these project meetings and presentations you saw and listened today.
Okay, hello from me. I'm here to conclude this very interesting conference about the platform we developed, which is called EKFI, ekfi.eu. Now we will have the final part, which is a small quiz, a small evaluation to check if you have understand everything we presented you today with the help of Kahoot. I will show you just 10 simple questions. The answers are very easy, but we will understand if you have, let's say, listened to all the presentations till now. And of course, when we have quiz, we have a reward. So please use your real names in order to find the winner of this Kahoot. So please play Kahoot in order to start our quiz. First of all, in case you don't have the Kahoot on your iPhones, on your Android mobile phones, you can use kahoot.it, the web page, and there I will present you 10 simple questions. Some are very simple, some are for the most concentrated viewers of our conference, and after each question we will check who is the winner of every answer. Keep in mind that some questions have twice the points from others, so please be careful. So good luck to all of you, and let's start without Kahoot. Here we will load the game pin, so either use your mobile to connect with this pin 9988345, or use the web page kahoot.it, and we wait for you to join and participate in our quiz. A very short quiz with 10 questions, about 10 minutes or less. Please join and we can start. We are waiting for you. We have Joanne, we have Eva, perfect. We have Peter, so we are waiting for more players to come and join us for this Kahoot. I remind you that we will have a reward for the best player. Oh, we have Dieter, we have Julia, perfect. We wait for more players, we have time. Please join us. Use your mobile or use the web page kahoot.it. Oh, here we have Franciscus. Let's check if I can spell your Estonian names correctly, because I'm Greek, but we will give it a try. We have till now 6 players and we wait for more. Remember, it is a small quiz, and all the answers derive out of the presentations you have seen so far, especially the ones with the English, let's say, speakers, because I couldn't understand the Estonian Ivar was speaking before. We have Kesi, we have Karvavnits, so we wait for more players. Use your mobile phones with 9988345, and you just enter it into your mobile phones, or you can enter it in the web page www.kahoot.it. We have 8 players. We wait a little more. You can join us, the people who watch from the YouTube. Just use your Kahoot and join for this interactive session, the first interactive session for today and the last. We understand that the new way of presenting and participating in such events is totally different before the coronavirus, but we should get used to the new situations. We have Tassos from Greece. Okay, we have a Greek guy participating. I'm very happy about it. We have 9 people. We have Andrea, 10. Let's wait a little more in order to have more players. I'm very glad to have a Greek guy participating in our Kahoot. I would like to see also more people and check about your countries. Let's wait a little more. and we will start in about a minute our short quiz with questions out of the presentations. We have Nina, perfect, and David, 12 persons, with questions that are deriving out of the presentations, and our aim is to help you remember why we will have to use the EKFI platform, why we developed this platform, and some minor details about the use as Peter had described in his presentation. So we have 12 players. Let's wait a little more. Otherwise, we will just start the Kahoot, and if anyone wants to participate, can participate later. But we have the time limit, so if all the players finish on time, then he won't be able to participate. So let's start with our first question, which is about the EKFI platform. 3, 2, 1, and the question is true or false. It has double points, and EKFI, the acronym EKFI, stands for Exchange Knowledge for Fast Innovation. Is it true or is it false? A very easy answer. We have 3 answers. We have 47 seconds till the end. Everyone can participate with a game pin. It is on the bottom right corner of the screen. We have 9 answers, and we'll wait for the other guys. 29 seconds to go, 12 answers, okay. So we have 5 correct answers and 8 which are wrong. Of course, EKFI stands for Exchange Knowledge, not for fast innovation, for future innovation. Just keep in mind. And we can proceed with our next question. Right now, Karnavits is the first because he answered correctly, and he has answered quicker than Tassos from Greece. So let's continue. You understand that in order to get more points, the obvious answer is not only the only way. You have to answer fast. This is the aim of this quiz. So let's continue. The second question is about the currency of the EKFI platform. Which is the official currency of the EKFI platform? Is it the dollar? Is it the euro? The European currency? Is it the EKFI? Or is none of this because it's free? We wait for your answers. We have 40 seconds to go, and Frank and Peter and Tassos already mentioned about the currency of the EKFI platform. We have 10 answers, 11 answers, and 12 answers. So I think that I'll have one more player playing. So let's say take the time, 13, 11 seconds, and we will wait about the last. Okay. 11 participants answered correctly. Of course, the national and the official currency of the EKFI platform, EKFI has a currency, is the EKFI, not the dollar, not the euro. And of course, this was an easy question. And let's check about the top player, which it is also Karnavits. And we have Franciscus on the second place. Johan is the third, David and Andrea. And let's continue with our next question, which is a quiz, and it is also a very easy question. Please identify one trend on the new curricula for print media and creative and cultural industries. Is it the circular economy? Is it the machine learning? Is it the blockchain? Or is it the climate change and environmental protection? Please choose your answers, and we'll wait for the winners I have to admit that here we have 2 correct questions. So you have 50% of guessing correctly. And here we have till now 9 answers and 23 seconds to go. We are on our 3rd question. And let's find out if you had understand the presentation and all the details of Frank and Tassos and Anastasios from Greece. Let's check. We have 12 answers, okay. And okay, we have 5 correct answers. We have 3 also correct because and the circular economy and the climate change are correct, while the machine learning and our most obvious, the blockchain about the cryptocurrency, which is a trend right now, is not the correct. So we continue about the next, let's say, top 4. We have Karnavits, which is the first. We have Joanne, second, David, Andrea, and now we have a new participant in the top 4. We have Dieter. So we also have another stat that Dieter has the highest answers rate out of 3. Congrats to Dieter. And we continue right now to the next question, which is the 4th of the 10. And it is also a very obvious question. Do I need to register in the EKFI platform in order to upload and download all these valuable materials? True or false? You heard it from Peter. He did a work throughout of the web page. So do I need to register previously in the platform in order to be able to upload and download the material? True or false? Let's check about this, I think, most obvious answer. And we have 10 answers. We have 18 seconds to go, 12 answers. And let's check about this top 4 winners. Okay, we understand that you have to register in order to upload and download materials. 11 of you answered correctly, and now let's check about the top 4. Johan is still the second, Andrea is the third, David the 4th, and now we have the Greek guy Tassos is in the 4th position, so in the 5th position, so we can continue and let's find out about the next question, which is also in the category of true false, and it has the double points. So according to Dr. Anastasios Politis, should we say goodbye to Gutenberg nowadays because of the digital technologies that try to take over the classic Heidelberg technology? Is it true or is it false? What did you hear that Dr. Anastasios Politis said in his presentation? Do the digital technology will take over the classic Gutenberg technologies and the classic Heidelberg machines? Let's check out. We have 11 answers. We have more than 20 seconds. Okay, we have 13 answers, so let's check about this very easy question. We wait for all of you to participate and answer. 10 seconds to go. So let's check about this top 5 of this very easy question, because Dr. Anastasios Politis said it very clearly. Of course, we shouldn't say goodbye today to Gutenberg. This is what Anastasios Politis said, and 11 of you answered correctly to this question. Okay, but the 2 ones that decided that we should say goodbye, we understand that you're familiar with the digital technologies. Okay. Oh wow, Johan has a strike with 5 correct answers in a row, and he was very quick. So in the top 5, now he's in the 1st position. Johan, it seems that you took advantage of the double points of this question, so you made it and you are the first in the 5th out of 10 questions. Also, the Greek guy Tassos is on the 3rd position. I'm very happy about it. And Peter is on the 5th position. Let's continue with the next question, which is also in the category of true or false. So, you heard Frank and Tassos speaking about the categories of the educational materials. Is sustainability and environment an educational material category in the EKFI platform? True or false? Keep in mind that the EKFI platform is about the print media industry, so the sustainability and environment, according to your opinion, it belongs to the material category that you will be able to download or upload in our platform. Let's check your answers. We have 10 answers and 25 seconds more. Let's check if you understand correctly the broadness of our categories. And let's check your answers right now. We have 13 answers and 8 seconds to go. So let's find out if Johan is still in the first position. Okay, we have 12 correct answers because sustainability and environment belongs to our material category. It's such a hot trend nowadays after all, so it should be combined with the EKFI platform. And let's check about the top 5, the scoreboard till now. Okay, Johan is still on the first position. We see David that has a strike with 6 correct answers in a row and he answered very quickly. Tassos is on the 3rd place and Dieter on the 4th, while Karvanits is on the 5th place. Let's continue with the next question, which is also in the category of true or false. And now we are speaking about a search robot. According to what Frank said and according to what you have understood so far from the description of the platform, is really a search robot part of the project as an intellectual output? What do you think? A search robot belongs to this platform, true or false? We have 7 answers till now. We have 34 seconds to go. It seems that this question is a little bit difficult for you because you have 9 answers and 25 seconds. Please hurry up because the time is running up and you still have only 20 seconds about this answer. We're talking about the search robot and the project about material. So let's find out. We wait for the 13th guy. If really a search robot is part of our platform. Okay, the search robot is really a part of our project as an intellectual output because it will it will be responsible for the search of the platform, which is the most important part. So 11 of you answered correctly. 2 of you, I think that the term robot was a little bit confusing for you. So let's check our top 5 so far. Okay, we see Grace is running up. Tassos is on the 2nd place. Dieter has a strike with 7 correct answers in a row. Congrats to Dieter. And Johan is still on the 1st place, but Tassos is very close to Johan, and it seems that we will have a challenge in the next questions. Still 3 questions to go, so let's continue. I remember that we have a prize, and the prize is about our platform. And now we have a quiz, and according to what Frank said in his presentation, I would like you to identify really which of the following is really a target group of our project. Is the vet and the higher education? Is the public sector? Are the consultant agencies or the small and medium-sized enterprise, let's say SMEs? Which of the 4 is correct? I will give you a hint. 2 of them are correct. So please hurry up and answer very quickly. You have 50% to answer correctly in this question. We have 20 seconds to go, 9 answers. It seems that also this question was a little bit confusing for you, but please, I remind you that the answer is obvious. We are talking about aiding specific sectors. So, 8 of you answered about the VET and the 8 Cs. So 4 of you answered also correctly about the small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. It is not about the public sector, not let's say 100%. And of course, it is not for consulting agencies in general. It is about consulting agencies about printing. So let's check the top 5. We are reaching the end of this quiz. Tassos from Greece has taken over Johan, but I think that Johan will take over again. Johan, please be more quick, otherwise Greece will win this quiz. David is on the 3rd place. Dieter has the highest strike with 8 correct answers, but not so quick, Dieter. Dieter, please hurry up in your answers. And Karlitz is on the 5th position. So, we will go to the 9th question, which is in the category of true or false. And this is what and Ivar and Peter showed us before. So, can we search for material without registering? I remember search, not uploading or downloading. Search for material that you are interested in. Is it true or is it false? A very easy question. We have 6 answers. We have more than 30 seconds to go. Hurry up, because if you answer very quickly, then you will gain more points. 10 answers so far and 20 seconds to go. Hurry up, 12 answers. Very obvious answer of this question. Okay, I think that we have more than 10 seconds and we will see the correct answer, and afterwards we will go to the final answer of this quiz. Okay, as Peter said and as he showed, we can search without registering, but in case we want to download the material we discovered by the search robot, then our platform will give us the advice to register in order to download. So we can search without registering, this is true. 9 of you answered correctly and 4 of you answered wrong. So let's check the top 5. Tassos from Greece is on the 3rd place. Johan is on the 1st place. Congrats to Johan. David on the 2nd. Dieter is on the 4th. And Karnavits still on the 5th place. So we have also another stat. Eva has already answered 6 correct answers. Congrats to Eva. And now we will have the final question of our quiz, which has also the double points. So everyone has the ability to win because it has double points. Johan, David, Tassos and Dieter, please be careful. Choose the correct answer and answer very quickly in order to be the winners of this quiz. Let's proceed with the final question, the most easy question for all of you. Which, double points, what is the website of the EKFI platform? Is it ekfi.org? Is it ekfi.eu? Is it ekfi.com? Or is it the Estonian ekfi.ee? I wait for your answers. It is very easy, and we chose this last question in order for you to remember the website of our platform. I think that you should have already answered this question, but it seems that you weren't very careful to Ivar, Frank, Tassos and Peter. But let's find out how many of you will be correctly. We have 13 answers so far. And okay, one of you answered wrong. The correct answer is www.ekfi.eu, European domain name. It is not Estonian, it is not organization, it is not com. So I'm very glad that you you knew the correct answer. I think that some of you Googled it so far because you weren't so fast. But let's check who is the winner of our interactive quiz, and in this way we will close the last part of this conference. So, let's go to the podium. In the third place is Tassos from Greece. Okay, we have a Greek guy. In the second place we have David, and in the first place we have the winner of this quiz is Johan. Congrats, Johan. You had 10 out of 10 questions like David, and Tassos had 8 out of 10, but Johan, you were the quickest of all, and you answered all the correct answers, so congrats to you, and please email us in order to send you our EKFI check. You will gain 500 EKFI points in order to use them for downloading your material in our platform. So thank you for participating. I think that it was fun that you understand everything about our platform, and even if you didn't understand with this quiz, you got the main points. So we are waiting for you to join us in our platform and begin uploading and changing the material. Thank you.
No nii, kallid sõbrad, olemegi jõudnud lõpuni. Oli pikk, väsitav projekti lõpukonverents, nagu sai enne öeldud, kahjuks küll online'is. Loodame väga, et te leidsite midagi huvitavat enda jaoks. Alati oleme valmis vastama nii meie Tallinna Polütehnikumi meediaosakonna inimesed ja mina projektijuhina kui ka kõikide teiste partnerriikide esindajate küsimustele ja valmis aitama, kui teid huvitavad mingid materjalid antud platvormil. So, dear friends, dear partners, so far so good, as I used to say. This final multiplayer event, EKFI, has come to an end. Hopefully, at least some of you found something interesting. If you have any questions or you need some help, please don't hesitate to contact any of the partners. See you someday, somewhere in future project. Bye!